Okay, y'all, I'm back. Hopefully this is recording because I filmed the video and it just didn't record the video part, recorded the audio. So we're going to try this again. So this next part, I'm focusing on the planning paper. I'm going to remind you that this is a major grade. We have in the 6 weeks Friday, so you want to make sure that you don't skip this, and this is something that you put your time and effort into. It should be fairly easy because you should have most of this information from your brainstorming sheet that I did in my last video, or you probably saw in class. I'm making this video just kind of explain it in case you're confused. If you haven't seen this before, this is something that we use at Hal Peterson Middle School, and I know for a fact you used it in 6th grade if you were at Peterson, because I saw the 6th grade teachers use this. But this planning paper really helps you develop your ideas in a clear, concise way, and we make sure we get the best score that we possibly can get. So here we go. So this thesis statement that we have at the beginning, this is the most crucial part of the paragraph. It should be in your intro. That's why it's called the introduction paragraph. So this is paragraph number 1. And what I did is I used my brainstorming site or brainstorming paper. The setting of war influenced Salva's character development by making him, and we said in our planning paper that he was independent. Now you should have come up with your own character trait, and you should have done this side. This should all be filled out right here according to our last video. But I would say by making him independent, and whatever that second character trait goes right there. Okay. And so then I'm going to just show you how this kind of matches up. We use these colors very intentionally in our class, not because it just makes the paper stand out or pop out, but we use these colors to try to hopefully match what we're doing. So we talked about how he was independent and that we use that in our thesis statement. But now we're going to say before he was reliant on others. So you just simply write that in a clear sentence. So before you, and I'm going to just correct myself, but since it's my first paragraph, I would say before Salva was reliant on others, period. And then I'm going to use what I said for my kind of clarifying sentence. This can be seen when he met up with his uncle. So this can be seen when he met up with his uncle. And then you have your text evidence quote. So the blue matches the blue. Then we're going to kind of talk about how Salva developed over time. So after he became a leader, and you're going to put what you put in these boxes into the blue. So I put he shows his leadership skills when he leads a group of boys. So I would put that in the blue part of the ECR. And then I'm going to put my text evidence quote on page 81. And I'm going to continue to write that in the blue part. This is all, this box right here, I wish I had a highlighter to show you, is all one paragraph, right? And it's going to be body paragraph 1. Or in your ECR, it's going to be paragraph number 2. This orange part always confuses people, but it's just your conclusion sentence to that body paragraph. And a common sentence starter that we do is this evidence shows. So you're going to try to conclude what you said in this and how this setting of war has really impacted Salva to change who he is as a person and develop into a man. So you're going to write this out. You're going to also fill out body paragraph 2 according to whatever you put on your brainstorming sheet. So hopefully this is filled out, because if you have this filled out, it should be fairly simple transferring the ideas over from point A to point B. This guarantees that you have a clear paper, and it's just the process of revision and editing and all those things. It just makes it clear because you will type this paper up. So you want to make sure that you fill all these parts out. What I didn't talk about, and I'm going to go back here, is when you are quoting stuff, since you already have the quotes or you have where you can find it, you can put ellipsis in your planning paper. Now, I'm going to say that, but do not put this in your final type version, because that doesn't really do us any good, okay? So you want to make sure that you only use that if you have that quote already and you're able to type it up, but do not put that in your final draft, because it's just going to not count. It's just going to look like you put no text evidence, and it's going to look incomplete, and you're going to get points taken off. The last thing I want to talk about is your conclusion sentence. That's where you want to really make sure that you restate your thesis. That can be hard because when people restate thesis, they kind of lose either the meaning or it sounds weird. And so and we'll practice this throughout the year, but if you're struggling now, a simple way that we kind of try to get kids to kind of shake things up is by flipping it. So by starting with the by part. So by making them independent in, again, whatever your second character trait is. And then I'm going to put a comma there. And then I'm going to put the setting of the war greatly influenced Salva. And so that's just a simple way that you can restate your thesis. Would I encourage you to use a thesaurus to come up with different words, or would I kind of push you to kind of use your brain to, say some of these things in a different way, but keep the same meaning? Yes. But again, if you're struggling, that's just a simple way that you can do that. I hope this video helps. Remember, end of 6 weeks is Friday. This is going to turn into a major grade. You don't want to just let it go, because then you're not going to be able to really correct it because we're running out of time. So hopefully this video helped, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.